Bernard Allen is accused of stabbing 2 victims at random last Sunday at the Fiesta Mall. The reason it was so important for voters to punch a ballot like this one inside is because the candidate with the highest vote usually goes on to be supported by that state at the National Party Convention. Right now, this field doesn't look like much other than some ordinary farmland, but as early as 2009, this spot right here is going to be the home to the world's largest solar power plant. That's because the drug is so toxic that if you move into one of these homes, you could be at risk. I just finished up a training session in the skid car, took a few laps out on the track, and now I'm ready to give it a try. For Arizona Capitol Television, I'm Kristina Sawicki. From the battle lines in Iraq to the front lines of a classroom, hundreds of Arizona veterans are making the transition from military soldier to public school teacher, using the real-world experiences gained from their military training to educate and prepare our youth for the future missions of life.
There's a lot of advantages to having a veteran in the classroom. There's a whole world of experience that a veteran brings that an ordinary teacher coming out of a college of education won't have.
Created 12 years ago, the Troops to Teachers program was designed to take the thousands of men and women retiring from the service and placing them in one of the most needed jobs in America, education.
Coming from the military, actually going into teaching is easy.
After 25 years of service in the U.S. Air Force, Larry Cottle says being an instructor in the military prepared him for the many challenges in the classroom.
In some respects, the kids are not like the troops that used to work for me, but in many respects, people are people, and some of the techniques that I used in management when I was in the military are very effective with kids. Skills like time management, technology, classrooms are very technical. In fact, some of my colleagues have already called upon me to assist them with some of the technical aspects of teaching.
Since the program began in 1994, there have been over 9,000 veterans placed in public schools throughout the country. 400 are teaching right here in Arizona. And given that over 4,000 teachers are needed annually in Arizona, the program is working as hard as possible to fill those slots. In addition to the program offering the teaching certification, it also offers college scholarship programs, a $5,000 stipend, and a $10,000 bonus for teachers who teach in an at-risk school, all of which is funded by the U.S. Department of Education. Coming from combat lines in enemy territory to high school hallways and elementary playgrounds, the many soldiers of America are proud to serve again. For Arizona Capitol Television, I'm Kristina Sawicki.
I could depend on him. If I ever needed anything, Daryl was there. He always had my back.
Willie Johnson is talking about his son, Daryl Wayne Johnson. At 22, he had just moved into a new apartment and was beginning the first phase into adulthood. Daryl was working at a local cargo company as a forklift operator. It was a typical Tuesday morning at work, but the events that happened next would change the life of Daryl and his family forever. At about 7:30 in the morning, he was maneuvering his forklift near a loading dock when he cut a corner too close, sending the forklift and Daryl over the edge.
Doctors came out and they apologized and they said, well, he's gone.
Daryl was pronounced dead on October 28, 2003. He was covered under current workers' compensation law, which states that if a company is found negligent in a case of death or injury, the company must pay $25,000 to the victim or the dependents of the deceased victim. Daryl had no dependents, so by law, the only penalty his company had to pay was a $21,000 citation to the Department of Occupational Safety and Health Administration.
In the case that did occur, the employer was literally left off the hook from paying the fine because there were no dependents in that situation.
Mr. Johnson and Senator Debbie McCune Davis worked together for over 3 years to get the language changed from dependents to estate. For Mr. Johnson, Senate Bill 1125 was created for one reason:
Save a life. That's what this is all about.
Something Willie says Daryl would be very proud of.
He's probably saying, you know what, Dad, something positive came out of this.
Some have been waiting years, others their entire lives.
Today is the greatest day of my life, right? It's to get my naturalization certificate, becoming a United States citizen.
These are the faces of the thousands of new men, women, and children of the United States of America, representing 108 different countries, all from very different walks of life. pledging to stand for and with the United States in the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service's largest naturalization ceremony in Phoenix history.
This is the single greatest achievement of my life. It's something me and my wife decided 30 years ago when we met. We said we're going to live in the United States, and here we are today, very, very proud citizens of the United States of America.
Not abandoning their native roots, but sharing their diversity and patriotism, as one Peruvian immigrant describes what her new nationality means to her.
It doesn't mean that you're leaving your other nationality. It means like you are becoming another part of another country.
It just means that I'm bringing my culture, my background, my education, and also my love for this country to everybody and share it officially.
All with different reasons to why they decided to claim U.S. citizenship. Now all able to endure the freedoms and opportunities that await.
They get to register to vote. They will be able to go serve on juries, run for public office.
Nearly 20,000 new U.S. citizens will be sworn in Arizona this year, and about 1.7 million throughout the United States, covering the globe from Afghanistan to Zambia, now all proud to be an American.